Believe it or not, people are leaving the Sunshine State to relocate to Georgia, and more specifically, Augusta. I just closed with one last week, and I never thought someone would consider leaving Tampa to come here, but here we are. My name's Ariel Wright, and I'm going to be going over the reasons why people are considering to make the move. The first thing is traffic. Believe it or not, even though we're the second largest city in Georgia, we really do have a slower pace of life. I mean, when I took my clients that just relocated and took them around the area and they were driving and I was like, I'm so sorry you're driving, this is bad traffic. And he was like, no, this is nothing. Tampa is crazy. I mean, we're able to cover all parts of Evans and Augusta and North Augusta in less than an hour, and that was taking our time. So believe it or not, it's less traffic here. Even in our downtown area, I'm really not too stressed as I'm driving around, but if I were to be in like Atlanta or even Tampa, I feel really stressed because I feel like I have to make a decision like right now, or like I gotta park real quick, or is the person behind me gonna slow down so I can do a little parallel park real quick? That's really not something that you see here. I will say, because for any locals that are watching, off of exit 190 into Grovetown, yes, they are working on it. There is a little bit of traffic, but trust me, if you leave the city of Grovetown and take a trip to Atlanta, you'll see the difference. It's completely different. And that's really only during the times of morning traffic and people leaving to go home. So it is what it is, but it's really not that bad. And that brings me to the second point, which is the school systems. A lot of people are relocating to the Columbia County and the city of Evans because of the school systems. And my client that just decided to purchase in Evans after doing his study on where he wanted to relocate, he said that he gets to save on not spending money on a private school, and that a majority of the schools, from what I understand, they're not very good, and so he wanted to relocate his family and save the money and not spend it on a private school and just have a good school. I will say that I personally went to Evans High School. I did get a decent education, and so it really is a good option for a lot of people, and a lot of people are deciding to make that move because of that. That brings me to the third one. So it's more affordable here than it is in a lot of cities in Florida. So that was another decision for my client, is that he can afford a nicer home in a better school district because he's saving the money, so he can afford a bigger home. And that was a big factor. So you can come here and get a McMansion, brand new, closing costs covered right now because that's what a lot of incentives are, and you can move in ready. It's good to go. So we're talking anywhere from a 3 to 5 bedroom home, anywhere from $2,500 to $3,600. Like whatever you're looking for, depends on the budget, but you can get a really nice home here for about $350, and I'm talking like brand new. And this client that I keep referring back to, it's just so funny that I actually just went to Tampa and then I met them a little bit after. And while I was in Tampa, I was like, gosh, this is so nice. Like maybe I want to move to Florida. And then I started looking at the Zillow prices, as we all do. And I was like, oh Lord, I don't know. I can't give up the McMansions here in Georgia, so I'll just stay. And the fourth reason, and this one is a big one, and what I'm referring to specifically are hurricanes, okay? We don't get them here in Augusta. If a big hurricane is coming onto the coast, the heaviest weather that we get is just a lot of rain. And even recently, we got hit by the hurricane and we like shut down Fort Eisenhower for the day, and it like barely even rained. So if you're trying to get away from hurricanes, you really don't have to worry about that here. I'm gonna knock on wood, but that's really not something that happens here. So if you're trying to get away from that kind of weather, you should come here. Also, so Florida is the Sunshine State, so it is on average about 10 degrees warmer than here, but it's still really warm here. Like we have green Christmases, which to me is fine because I don't want to spend any time shoveling snow or trying to get ice off of my windshield. I like to visit snow. If I want to see it, I'll drive to it and plan for that. But on an average day, I do not want snow. So it doesn't really happen here. And on the very rare occasion that it does, you know, we kind of shut things down because we don't have plows. Like if you had a plow business, it would just go out of business. So a lot of things do shut down if we get just like a little bit of snow, but it usually goes away in like a couple of days. It doesn't last long here because we're a little bit warmer here, so the ground doesn't stay cold enough. So if you're trying to get away from that, you're okay with the hot and humid, because I'm not gonna lie to you, in the summer, when it hits its peak, it is pretty warm. So if you're not used to that, maybe you could then come visit the area during the summer and see if that's something that you wouldn't mind. But to me, it's not an issue because it's the offset. Like, I don't want the cold winters. I would rather have a hotter summer than a winter. Those are all of my reasons why I'm hearing from people that are relocating from Florida to come here, that this is why they've decided to choose to move to this area. So if you're relocating from Florida to Georgia, feel free to give me a call so we can talk about it and see if we can build you a plan. Or if you're moving from a different state and you want to get the pros and cons or why people are making that move, feel free to give me a call so we can talk for opportunity. See you in the next video.